This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, control statements. Okay, what are control statements? Can anybody tell? Means control statements are statements which are executed by using some logic. Okay, statements which are executed by some logic are called as control statement. Some logic means in the sense might be decision making statements. Suppose if in if condition if you see in if condition, hi Manoj, welcome to the class. You can I mean today I mean
Hi.
we have hi we finished first two sessions. Okay, I'll give you the recordings on that session. Today we are starting about the control statements actually in Java. Okay, so
Okay, Anil.
it's a basic class. It's a basic sessions only. So let's. I mean, like as session goes on, you'll understand. Okay. Now first, go
Okay.
through. I mean, you'll understand slowly. Okay. If any doubts or anything, we can discuss later. If you are having any doubts in the session, you can ask it. If you are not understanding due to any previous concept or anything, we'll take it offline. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So today I'm explaining about control statements. What are control statements in Java? So I mean in Java generally we write any statement like this. Like means each line is considered as a statement, but we are not using any logic over here. Not using any logic here in the sense we are not comparing, we are not doing anything. Just we are printing the statement. So that is a normal statement. Okay. Suppose if I mean, this statement executes from the main method, it executes from the top to bottom. But if there is some logic applied, like if I put here, if B is greater than A, something like that. If I put and if I do system.out.println, uh, greater is greater is like that. Something if I put okay, greater is else system.out.println greater is a some statement I have put. Don't think about statement. Some statement I have put here. Okay, means here it compares. Suppose if I execute this program, if I execute this program, so greater is B20 means it prints the value of B because I'm asking to print the value of B. Okay, because B is greater here. Same way, if I make value B as 5, what it does print?
Your screen is not visible.
Sorry. Let me share my screen. I'm not sharing. Okay. See here. Here A value I have given, B value I have given. If B is greater than A, I mean like before that 20 I have put the value. So that time 20 is printed. Greater is 20. Now I have put the value B equal to 5. So here it compares A value and B value. Here B is greater than A. It's false because B is less than A. So then it will go into if condition. If you see here, greater is 10 means it compares. So to compare there is some logic. Okay, compare is itself is a one logic. So these type of statements are called as control statements. I mean, to give you an example what is a control statement, I have given you a statement is executed using some logic are called control statements. There are different types of statements in control statements. What are those statements? If statement, if else, okay, if else, while, do while, for loop, for each loop, break, continue. Okay, these are the different types of statements in different types of control statements. So let's deal each one by one. Okay. So as I told you about if statement in example itself I have told you. Can you please mute? I'm getting echo my voice. Okay, thank you. Okay, see if statement, if statement. So what is the if statement? Syntax for if statement. So when you have two or more two conditions, if you want to print if you want to compare two values and based upon the condition, if you want to print a value or b value, whichever value, then statement 1 might be printed if one condition is true. If other condition is statement if other condition is true, statement 2 might be printed. So in these type of scenarios we use if else statement. If else, like not only if else statement, if else loop. So the syntax for is if condition statement 1. Okay, statement 1, you bracket close, else again bracket open, statement 2. Everybody clear on the syntax? If condition 1 is true, statement 1 is printed, else statement 2 is printed. Clear? So we have many examples as I told you. As I told you, different condition. Let's see how it goes. So see, int a equal to 10, b equal to 5. Same way, I'm comparing b is greater than a. Means this is a condition. If you see here, if you see here, see if condition. What is the condition here? My condition is b is greater than a. Okay, if b is greater than a, statement a should be printed. Else statement b2 should be printed. Same way, if I change the value here, as I said, b30, b value 30 I have changed. So if I execute this, to execute this, this is nothing but whatever I'm coming debug point. If you double click at the left side, it will come debug point. Okay, now what I'll do? Okay, now instead of executing, I'll put instead of executing, I'll click instead of run. Every time I run the program, now I'll debug the program. What happens if I debug the program? Here till the 11th line it runs and it will stop there. Just see this. Okay, now if you see b value is 30 greater than a, this condition is satisfied. So now which value will be printed? Greater is b and the value of b will be printed because this condition is satisfied. So if I want to go step by step, next line, press this F, step over is line by line. Okay, see, now this condition is true. Since this condition is true, it will not go into else loop. It will come out of the loop. Are you clear? Everybody clear? Can you please confirm if you are clear or not? Manoj, are you clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Shanta?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Now moving on to next. So if condition is true here, now let me give you one more Example. So sometimes we have to use not only if else, we have to use if else if in the sense means, so if else if else if, when we'll use if else if means, if else if else if means, like if there are more than two conditions, if there are two conditions either true or false, this would be sufficient. If there are more than two conditions, then you have to go with this condition. Like, I'll give you one more example. Here I'll remove this program. Int marks, okay, I'll give some value 90, okay, int marks 90, okay, I'll give some conditions. If marks is less than or equal to 100 and marks greater than 90, greater greater than or equal to 90, system dot out dot println distinction, okay, else we have to use else if, because we have more conditions here, means my conditions will be like this, my conditions are like this. I'll put between 90 to 100, I'll put like distinction, okay, and 70 to 90, I'll put like first class, okay, means equal to 70 also. From again, this is not 90, some less than 90, this will be like, okay, again from 50 to 70, less than 70, I'll put the condition as second class. Again I'll put like 40, 35 to 50, I'll put the condition as third class. Less than 35, I'll put the condition as fail. So total how many condition we have here? Can you please tell me?
4 conditions.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 conditions. So total we have 5 conditions. That time we have more than, here we have only two conditions, that why I have used if else, okay, but if we have more condition, I have to use if else if, okay, at last we'll get else, okay, for last one condition you'll get else, for other conditions first condition will put if, other conditions will put else if, okay, I'll show you an example. So marks less than or equal to 100, marks greater than or equal to 90, distinction, else if marks less than 90 and marks greater than or equal to 70, system dot out dot println. For system dot out dot println, the shortcut is syso control space, okay, first class, okay, again I'll be using else if marks less than 70 and marks greater than or equal to 50, I'll use second class, Next is again else if. How many conditions we have? 35 to 50. One more condition we have. So for that also we'll put one thing. Else if marks is less than 50 and greater than or equal to 35. I'll put third class. Now we have only one condition, less than 35. Okay, less than 35 else. For the last condition you should put like else marks less than 35 system dot out dot println. I have to put I think you should not put this thing else just in else you'll not give condition else system dot out dot println fail. Clear? Now I have given the input as 90. So in which category it should fall? Let's check the condition. Here we have syntax error. So we need to put one more bracket so that this is gone. Now I have given the input as 90 here. So if I execute this program, run as Java application. So I have given 100 to 90 distinction. Okay, this is working. Now I'll give condition as like 68. 68 falls under which category? Can anybody tell?
Second class.
Second class. So that should be printed. Second class. So this program is working fine. So now I'll give condition as 25. I got 25 out of 100. So what should be printed? Now fail. So it has to meet all the conditions. Clear? We can add more conditions. If you give greater than 100, it is invalid. Like that, different scenarios we have to use. But within boundary limits, I have limited my conditions to these things, and I have given conditions. So I can add it. If you want to add it, else if you add, and the last one you give it else. Okay. Any doubts?
None. It's clear.
Okay. Okay. So this is about if else if statement. Okay, next is while loop. Okay, now we have completed if else and if else if, and now we are going to see while loop. When you'll use while loop. Okay, before going to for loop, before going while loop, let's see for loop. Okay, so um, so how you there will, I mean, like, now I want to print values from print values from 1 to 10. So what, how can you can you all give ideas like how to print the values from 1 to 10? Like I have to print values from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So what all I require to print the values from 1 to 10? Can you please tell me? Can you please give me inputs? How system will know that you have to print values from 1 to 10? How system will know? Now I am telling as a human, I am telling like I want to print values from 1 to 10. But how system will tell? Can you give? I mean, what all inputs it require? So first point, you have to tell system First you will tell print values from 1 to 10. Okay, then it will ask the requirement. So 1 to 10. So starting number is 1. Okay, ending number 10.
Can
Yes or no? Starting number should be 1, ending number should be 10. And what else you need? So every time 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it has to increment. So I told you yesterday, for incrementing, what is the value we have used? Suppose, means you cannot print like system. If I want to print 1 to 10, I cannot print. Let me see the program. I cannot print like this. System dot out dot println 1 means, if I do like this, if I do like this, how many times I have to use? Wait. How many times I have to print if I do like this? So I have to use, I have to write 10 statements. Yes or no? I have to write 10 statements. So each time I cannot print value 1, each time I cannot print value 2. Okay, like that. So what I have to do? Means it's very tedious, means hectic. So I'll define a variable. Okay, I'll define a variable. That variable should increment, keep on incrementing it. Yes or no? So that variable should be keep on incrementing too. So I'll define a variable. This is not going to work out like this. So I'll define a variable int I. Okay. Now how much I have to print? Means total count is 10. Last count int count. Okay. Now how much I have to increment each time? Means from 1 to 10, how much I have to increment each time? So incrementing can be done by using I plus plus. Means if I put I plus plus, means it will increment by one value. Okay. So as I mean to say, so we need three things. Initialization means what is the first value? Initialization. Okay. Condition means we have to put like how much till where we have to print. Next, increment or decrement based upon the requirement. So in for loop we can, in one single line we can give all these things. So how will you write the syntax for initialization, condition, increment or decrement? So system dot out dot print the statement. Clear? So this is the syntax of for loop. Okay. So syntax means they have defined in this way. Okay. So initialization. What is the initial value? I need to get inputs from you. What is the initial value? Please
One.
talk.
0.
I said values I need to print from 1 to 10, not 0.
1, 2. Yes, sir.
So for int, already I defined I, or else if you can, instead of, I can directly give like this int I equal to 1, because it is already defined. It is already defined. Either you no need to define here, or you can give like this. Okay, less than condition. What is the condition?
I less
10.
than or equal to 10.
So count I plus plus. Okay. Now so count, this count I have to define here. Condition. What is the count? So I want count should be 10. Means I want to print values till 10. I can give 10 directly like this, or I can give count also like this. Means if you are confusing directly, you can give 10 like this. Means I should start from 1, that is initialization. The condition is I have to print less than or equal to 10. Till 10 I have to print. That is the condition. Okay. And I plus plus. Means every time it has to increment the value by 10. So now if I print system dot out dot print value of I is, I print the value of I is, okay. Now see, I is I means what it will do. So I'll put the breakpoint. I have put the breakpoint here. So I'll debug this program now. Okay, I equal to 1, I less than or equal to 100. So I value is 1. Now let's step over. So initially what is the I value?
1.
Is 1. Okay. Now again it is incremented. It is incremented. It is incremented. Means I value will be, see, now the incrementation happened. It will be 2. Before it printing only, I can, if I mouse over on I, you can see the value of I. Okay, 2. Means loop, it will check first. It will check it initialization. It will check. Okay, this is success. It will check the condition. Now before printing the value, now it will check the condition. Now the present I value it will check 7. Okay, it will check 7 is less than or equal to 10. Yes, it is true. Then it will print the value. Okay, now it will check the condition. 8 is, now 8 is less than or equal to 10. Yes, I plus plus. If it is less than or equal to 10, then I plus plus. Okay, at last, now I'll show what is the value of I 10 now. 10 means it will come out of the loop. Means the condition is like it should meet only, it should print only till, can you please mute? Shanta, can you please mute? Now the condition is it has to meet the condition. It should print the value less than or equal to 10 only. That's why once the condition is met, it will come out of the loop. Clear? Everybody clear? Any doubts? Manoj, any
Yes,
doubt?
man, definitely. No.
Dinesh?
No, no.
Okay. Tagore?
No, sir. Not about it.
Okay. So this is how the condition, this is how the for loop works. Okay. So I'll give you an example here. Example of for loop. Okay. Now if I give another condition, now if I want to decrement, now same way we have seen the scenario of incrementing. Now I want to print the values of, I want to print like two table means even numbers. If I want to print the even numbers, how to do? So what should be the initial value? Can you please give me what should be the initial value to print the even numbers?
0, 2.
0 or 2, anything, whatever you are starting. So I'll start from 2. Okay, what should be the limit you need? Till where you want to print the values of 2? Multiples of 2, I can say. Till where you want to print? Means say some number till where you want to print.
8.
Huh?
8, 8.
8. Okay, put some more number, no? Like let's take 30. Okay, 30. So the condition will be like max value will be 30. Okay, now if I print a plus plus, will it print? So what should be the condition here? Please talk. How it should be incrementing? If you want to
I
print the of 2. Yeah, please go ahead, tell.
I plus 1.
I plus 1. Okay, let me give I plus 1. Then directly I'll write I equal to I plus 1 because I'll write. Okay, I plus 1. Okay, what will be printed if I print? Let's see what it is, it correct or not. Is it correct? I plus means it is incrementing only by 1. See the condition. See here. I'll debug the program. So initially I equal to 2. Okay. I is less than or equal to 30. The condition is satisfied. I is 2 initially. I is less than or equal to 30. The condition is satisfied. Now if you see, okay, first time it is printing the 2 value. Okay. Now I equal to I plus 1 it is said. Now the I value is 2. For the second iteration, I equal to I plus 1 means what it will happen? What is I? So I
3.
equal to I plus 1. So it will become 3. Is it true? So I value will become 3. Is it a multiple of 2? Multiple of 2 in the sense 2, 4, 6 like that it is to come. Is it a multiple of 2?
No.
So then what should be the condition?
I plus 2.
I plus. I need everyone to talk. I want everyone to talk. Okay. Now, so let's stop the execution and do the execution again. So now I equal to I less than or equal, this condition is satisfied. Okay. First time initialization and condition. If condition is satisfied for the first iteration, it will print the value. Next, I equal to 2, I equal to I plus 2. What is 2? I value 2 plus 2, 4. Okay. Now can you see? Every time it iterates by 2 and it prints the value. Clear? Everybody clear?
Yeah, yes, Anil.
Shanta,
Yes,
are you
yes,
clear?
Anil.
Shanta?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I want to print the values of 3. How it does? What should be the initial value? If I want to print the value of 3, please talk.
I equal to 3.
Or I equal to 0 also I can take. Okay. I equal to, then it should become, first if I want to become, so 3 means 0 plus 3 here. First time it will be 0. 0 plus 3 it should be. Means 0 plus 3 is 3. Okay. Then it will become, then I will, for the second time it will become I value 3. 3 plus 3, 6. And third time it will become 6 plus 3, 9. Okay, like this you have to do. Okay, now if this is a value of multiples of 3, understood how I am doing? Everybody clear? Now you have seen the increment. Now I want to print the value from the reverse, in a reverse order. Means I want, my requirement is I want to print the value from 10, 9, 8, like that. I have to print till 0. Then what I have to do if I want to print till 0? So my requirement is initial value should be 10 and the final value should be 0 or 1. Okay, let's take 1. Final value should be 1. Okay, now the incrementation or decrementation should be by 1 only. So what is my requirement? So what is the initial value here? What should I give?
10.
Please talk.
10.
Okay, I10. So till
I less
where I
than
have
or
to print?
equals to 1.
Huh?
I less than or equals to 1.
Okay. Next, what
I
I have to
minus
give? Please
minus.
tell. Okay, I minus minus. Okay. Okay. Now I'll debug this. Okay, first time I equal to 10. 10 is less than or equal to 1? Is it less than or equal to 1? Shanta?
No, no.
Then what
Greater
if I
than,
execute this?
It's greater than,
It will
sir.
come out of the loop.
greater
I great
than,
or equals to
greater
1.
than
Okay.
or equal to 1.
So you have to see the condition greater than or equal to 1. Okay. Now can you see? Now I equal to 1. I less than or I greater than or equal to 1. 10 is greater than or equal to 1. Yes, condition is true. So it will print the statement 1. 10. Okay. Now it got after printing 10, I minus minus means it will decrement. So now I value will become 9. Okay, I value, if I mouse over on I, it will show you the during the execution it will show you the present value of I. Okay, now the I value is 9. Okay, 9 is greater than or equal to 1. Is it true or false? Hello?
True.
True, true.
True. So it will go to second statement. Clear? Like that it will print. Now since we have given equal to 1, this all, then the condition is satisfied, then it came till 1. Okay, everybody clear how to use for loop? Okay, so for loop the main thing is you have to remember the syntax. What you have to remember? You have to remember the syntax of for loop. Everybody will remember the syntax now. I need a more response, like it should not be like one sided. Everybody will remember the syntax.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now so we have done the multiple examples on for loop. Now next is while loop. What does the while loop does? While loop. Okay, so while loop is also like same like for loop. Okay, anywhere if you want to do any loop or anything, if you want to iterate or anything, these three things are important. What are the three things important? Initialization, condition, or incrementing or decrementing. These conditions are very very important if you want to do any, like either for loop or if like do whichever loop it is. So these conditions are required if you want to print any value or anything. So where you have to start, and what should be the condition, and how it should traverse in the sense how it should increment or decrement. So these are the important things. Means if you want to type, if you want to write, what is the requirement? You want a book, okay, either you want a pencil or pen, okay. So if they require, if everything is according to the requirement, if they require you want to write in a blue pen, you'll write it in a blue pen, or black pen, or write it in a black pen, or the requirement is to write it in a red pen, so you write it in a red pen. So everything is requirement. So if you want to iterate the elements or anything, you should ask like how to iterate, means what should be the condition. So what is your requirement? So you have to know the requirement, then logic will come automatically. Clear? Now, so while loop, just you have to remember the condition, remember the syntax, and you have to know how to use it. Clear? Now, next comes while loop. Okay, so while loop is also is used to iterate. Even for loop is also used to iterate the program repeatedly, iterate the condition repeatedly if it is true. Iterate the statements or iterate the conditions, iterate the condition and print the statement. Iterate the condition and print the statement if it is true. Print the statement, might be you can also print the false statement. So this definition will work. While loop is used to iterate the condition and print the statement. Okay, now the syntax of while loop. What is while loop syntax? While condition, okay, while condition, now statement to get execute. What is the statement which you use to execute? Okay, so this is the syntax, while condition and the statement. So what is the condition we have to see? While same 1 to 10 numbers, I have to print the how to give the condition. What is the condition over here? If I want to print the values from 1 to 10, what should be the condition? I less than or equal to 10. Same, I'll shift it over here. I less than or equal to 10. Okay, condition. So I have to put, I have given condition. So here I did not give any data type for the I. That's why it is throwing some compile time error. Okay, I have given the condition. So either I have to define int like this. Instead of defining int like this, what you do, int I, declare it before only. So you have to initialize the variable, means from where it has to start, means from where it has to start you have to initialize it, right? Just I have given the condition over here, but I did not, now I declare the value and I have to initialize from where it has to start. So initialize the variable, I want to start from 0, no, I want to start from 1. Okay, initialization is done, means in for loop everything will be done in the single line, but in while loop it will not be like that. So initialization will be before only. Okay, now I have we have three things, anywhere we'll have three things. What is the three things which will have? Initialization, condition, incrementation. Initialization, condition, incrementation. Let me see, I'll show you. Initialization, condition, anywhere you go, these three things you have to remember: initialization, condition, incrementation. Okay, now I have done the initialization. Initialization is done properly. Okay, the first step is done. Now I have given the condition. Okay, now I have given the condition. So now after giving the condition, I'll print the statement. system.out.println, printing is done, initialization done, condition is done. Now what is remaining? Please talk. What is remaining now?
Increment.
Increment or decrement based upon your condition. So I want to add that. So how will I add? So I have to put simple statement after printing I plus plus. Clear? So now if I print, see, let me debug this. If I want to print, so initial value, initialization is done, that is I equal to 1. Okay. Now I less than or equal to 10. Is 1 less than or equal to 10? Condition is true. Say condition is true or not. Are you getting sleep?
Yes, yes. True.
So I. Okay, now the it is printed. Now incrementation has to be done. So I plus plus. So what happened? Once the increment is done, now what is the value of I? 2.
2.
2 is less than or equal to 10? Yes, the condition is true. Clear? Okay. Now this is fine. Suppose now I don't give the value of increment. I don't give the incrementation in while loop. Now if I execute this statement, what happens? Can you see what is happening? I did not give any incrementation or decrementation. Okay. Can you see what is happening? What is happening over here? Can you please tell me?
Runtime error.
It's not a runtime error. Means it keeps on executing. It is, I mean, the while loop prints the statements until the condition is true. If the condition is true, it keeps on printing the statement. Okay, it keeps on printing the statement. So it keeps on, it is not a runtime error. It keeps on printing the statement. So here, if you want to stop this, you have to manually terminate the program. Then only it will stop. See how many ones has been printed. Means here the condition is true, so it keeps on printing. You have not given the increment or decrement value. So I so the one more point to be noted in while loop is while loop prints the statements until the condition is true. While loop prints the statement until the condition is true. Okay, since you have not given this condition is true, 1 is always less than or equal to 10, so it keeps on printing. So if you add this increment only, it will stop. Clear? Say yes or no. Clear?
Yes.
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 Okay, this is about while loop. Okay, so practice this for loop, if else, if condition and while loop. So we'll see control statements, remaining control statements in coming class. Clear? Okay, thank you.
Okay. And you